Hey guys, and welcome to another lo-fi tutorial by Astro Music. Today we're going to be doing a sample pack review of the Lo-Fi Magic Volume 2 by the artist known as Mondo Loops. His lo-fi music is mostly guitar driven with very ambient sounds, so we're going to try and make some lo-fi inspired by Mondo Loops using the sounds from his free sample pack. Now let's start the tutorial. To start off, we're going to be using a guitar sample from his sample pack. It comes with 4 samples in the free version, and this is what I chose. Very ambient and full of variations, so it doesn't get boring. Now the waveforms on these samples are relatively low, so you're gonna want to boost them. For effects, I'm using a multi-band compressor to boost the signal and give it a warmer sound. And then an EQ to clean up the sample. You're gonna want to cut off the unnecessary lows to prevent mudding up the track. Also watch the mids for any harsh sounds. Next we have a piano progression to accompany the guitar. For the sound, I'm using the Spitfire Audio Labs soft piano, which is absolutely free. I did a tutorial previously about this plugin, how to make a beat with just sounds from Labs, so check it out. For effects, I'm using another multi-band compressor to boost the signal, and an EQ to cut out the lows. Next we have some leads. What you're hearing is also from Spitfire Audio. It's actually a combination of 2 sounds, a glass piano and the previously mentioned soft piano. Route them into 2 different tracks to make mixing easier. All I have for the glass piano is a simple EQ to cut the low end. And for the soft piano, I have a crystallizer, which gives it some high-end subtle delay. Now for the drum pattern. So yeah, all these samples are from the free sample pack. There's some really good and mellow sounds, perfect for sleepy tracks. It's a simple beat. The only thing that should catch your ear is this rolling perk I have. Just cut the notes up like this so you have 4 in 1 bar. And then put the velocity in an upward step pattern to give it that ascending effect. Speaking of that sample pack, I'll give you guys a quick glimpse of it so you'll know what you're getting. They're very useful sounds, so I can only imagine what the full version has. And now for the bass. I'm using a sample from another free pack that I always use. It's a Cymatics Lo-Fi Starter Kit. The bass sample is called Eternity Bass, and it sounds very warm and organic. For the effects, I have a multi-band compressor to boost the signal, a transient processor to adjust the attack, an EQ to cut off the high end, and a fruity limiter for sidechaining the kick. This is another sample from his sample pack. I just thought that it fit well with the rest, so I added it to the second half. I used an EQ for a low cut and to cut a little of the high as well, and a crystallizer for some high-end delays. Now this is what I did for a riser. So this is actually a choral sample from the Cymatics Black Friday 2020 sample pack. You can find it under the shimmer effects. As you can tell, it's a very long sample compared to the one that I have in my track. So what I did was, I shortened the tail by increasing the out knob in the sample settings to almost half. Next, what I did was that I automated the volume, so it starts off as a swell, and then let it slowly fade off as it goes. And the third thing that I did was sidechain the kick to the sample to give it that pulsing effect. It makes the drop hit a little harder as well. For the effects, I have the limiter and an EQ to clean up the sound. And now we have a couple of stacked ambient pads. Here's the first one. It's the piano pad radio from Labs. For effects, I used a transient processor to increase the attack and a stereo separator to widen the sound. The second pad is the Impure piano pad from Labs. And I have the same effects on it as the other one. Here's what they sound like together. So in a lo-fi beat, it's always good to set an atmosphere, like rain or vinyl noise. So here, I have a fireplace crackle. It's very subtle, so I'll turn it up for you. I EQ'd out the low end, threw on a little reverb, and widened it using a stereo separator. And now, let's hear the full track.